This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Dabnica. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for PC only. Now let me read you a bit of the description. It says, welcome to Dabnica. Map has 2 farms, small with horses, medium with cows, buying animals, so there's an animal buy point, 4 selling stations. You sell milk, bales, wood, shavings, cotton, Buyable, lime, manure, and fertilizer. Vehicle traffic, pedestrian traffic, multi-terrain angle. The map lighting has been modified. There are new crops in lucerne or alfalfa, clover, onion, carrot, rye, and triticale. We have new crop textures, new windrow textures, new ground textures, new tree textures, a biogas plant, water point, seasons mask has been added. So this map is fully seasons prepared, 130 fields, Maizeplus and Maizeplus Forage extension ready. And this map does have a custom soil mask. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Now, I will say that I did load this map up with Straw Harvest, Seasons, and Maizeplus and Maizeplus Forage just to see, and there were no problems whatsoever by doing that. Go ahead and get these mods picked in here. And load her on up. So when I looked at this PDA before the video, I thought, man, this map looks awful familiar, and I just don't know. I looked and I looked and I looked, and I didn't do a video on this map yet. It looks like this map had been out maybe in previous iterations on other mod sites, because it does say if you have an earlier version of the map, you need to create a new save. I just don't know why on earth this PDA looks so familiar, other than it follows the general rule of thumb with respect to Polish maps. Here we are. Let's take a look at the PDA. And maybe you'll agree that, man, this looks an awful familiar. Then again, it's got that Polish map look, right? So here we go. Let's take a look here at the map. So if we take a look at the lands, now we are in new farmer mode. You'll notice we don't own any land in any game mode. So new farmer is going to be the preferred starting method because the animal triggers are not on the map in Farm Manager or Start from Scratch, and they're not placeable. So new farmer is clearly the desired starting point, but start farm here is $127,000. We don't have that much in the bank. The horse farm here is $69,000. There is a sheep area over here for $82,700. And then there is a pig area. I thought there was a pig area. Hold on. All right, so there is no pig area, sorry. And then there's kind of an arable area here for $69,000. So really you can start wherever you want, but there are 2 pre-placed sleep triggers. One right here at the horse area, and one over here at the horse area and the cow area. I had those backwards. So let's take a look at some of the other field prices around here on the map. Big field 34 is $438,000, 6.75 hectares. It is mostly silty clay. Other big fields like field 80, again, are mostly silty clay, $216,000. To the north, we have field 87, is mostly loam, $413,000. And then smaller fields, 11, $22,000, mostly loam, 0.3 acres or hectares in size, 24, 0.44 or 0.43 hectares in size, kind of an even distribution between loamy sand and sandy loam, $28,000. And let's go ahead and take a look actually at soil mask and see how soil is broken down on the map. So you can see that we've got some interesting bands of soil here. We've got a big swath of silty clay down here to the south and a bit of a swath of that to the north. Then we have kind of in the middle, a little bit of loamy sand, a little patch of loamy sand here and over here. Sandy loam is pretty much surrounding the loamy sand areas. And then we have loam pretty much then surrounding that after acting as a little bit of a buffer between it and then the silty clay. That is the soil mask. Go back here and take a look at our crop types. We have all of our standard crop types and alfalfa, as I said, rye, triticale, carrots, onions, and clover. We take a look at our prices screen. We have 3 main sell points for the bulk of our crops. We also have dedicated sell points for potatoes, sugar beets. We have our spinnery for our cotton and wool. 2 sell points for eggs, 1 sell point for milk. We do have the sawmill for our wood chips and the barn for silage, hay, straw, and grass. Should we not own the biogas plant? Let's go back here and take a look at the biogas plant. It is up here to the north. It can be bought for $161,000. Going over here, then we have our custom crops. So this is going to be our alfalfa, our alfalfa hay, our alfalfa silage. We have our rye and triticale. Then we have our carrots and onions. Then we have our clover hay, and our clover silage, and then we have our pellet support. I will say if you load this up with Forage or Maizeplus and Maizeplus Forage extension, there are several other crop types that are listed here. I chose not to actually have those mods activated because clearly you can play this map with or without those mods, and I wanted to show you the map as it is represented without Maizeplus and Maizeplus Forage extension. If you play with those mods, then you know what's going on. I don't need to talk to you about it. And if you don't play with those mods, I don't need to show you those mods in here and muddy the waters. So we've deliberately left those not activated. Take a look here at our vehicles. So we've got a small list of starting equipment. All of it is fairly well maintained and new, and none of it is leased. We do not have any animals at the start, and we do have contracts available on the map. Let's take a look at that starting equipment. We start out with the Massey Ferguson 5610 and New Holland T5 100 tractors, as well as the Fendt favorite 511C, the Valtra A104. So we've got 4 nice sized tractors here, ranging horsepower from 105, 99, 115, and 100 horsepower. We have the New Holland TX32 Harvester and TX32 Grain Header, the SEK 802 and the HW80 trailers. We have the Salford plow and the Polymag 300 cultivator, the D830 seeder, and the SB 700 front weight. Then we have the modded sheep pasture, horse paddock, doghouse, grain silos, sheds, garages, vehicle workshops, and sleep triggers. Notice we do not have the cow pasture here. Can't buy it, we can't sell it. Start in Farm Manager or start from scratch. The cow triggers are not there. The building is there, but the cow triggers are not there, and we cannot place them. So that is something to be very, very aware of. Miscellaneous silos. We can buy the custom silos that are here on the map. I have a few garages and sheds that we can buy, and we can buy the sleep trigger. There are a couple other additions to the map under potato technology. We have modded SE 260 carrot harvester and onion harvester, as well as the KF75 for carrot and onion topper. So with that, let's go ahead and kind of walk down the street here to the first farm, first possible farm. And that is the dairy farm. It is also where most of our equipment is positioned. Here you can see the sleep trigger, the floating Z's. Zzz. There we are, not tired. We can, of course, sell that if we want and put it down wherever we should so wish. Got some of our sheds here, some of our equipment. Down the hill, we have a workshop trigger to our left. Cow pen is directly in front of us, and then our grain silo is here on the right. You have a hot air balloon and a jet flies overhead from time to time. So we have our dump station and fill pipe there. Additional equipment. Header. Harvester. Now over here we have the cow area. We have our slurry trigger around back. Our manure is here in front. Inside here we have our food trough. We have our animal delivery point here. 10 cows are possible in this particular pen. And we have our straw trigger inside the door here. Moving further to our left, we have the water trough. Now let's take a look, because our cows are set up a little bit different. So our cows are also set up to take triticale and carrots and no hay. So it's silage, triticale, or carrots. And it is grass, hay, alfalfa hay, or hay pellets. And the food has been cycled around. So typically cows in the game are cereal feeders. What that means is they'll eat one food type and one food type only. And they'll pick the best food type to eat. So if you get them mixed rations, that's all they're going to consume. That's going to give them 100% efficiency. With this map, that has been changed. If you feed only mixed rations, they're only going to have an effectiveness of 44%. If you raise that, you're going to have to feed them silage, triticale, or carrots. That's going to get you up to 77%. Yep, 77%. And then alfalfa grass, hay, grass, alfalfa hay, and hay pellets will get you up another 22% to 99, basically 100% at that point. So that is something to be very, very aware of, is how they have changed how the cows on this map eat. We're going to take a look at some other animals on the map and just see how that may have changed them as well. That is the cow farm. And we can kind of just walk down the street to the horse area. Kind of show that to you. That is going to be right inside of here. We have our sleep trigger right there, the floating Z's. More machinery sheds. Another farm silo right here. Dump and fill triggers. And then we have basically the base game horse pen, where we have our food trough. We have our water trough. And then we have our straw trigger right here. Horses have been set up to take oat and triticale, as well as hay, alfalfa hay, and hay pellets. That is a little bit different. That is pretty much the two farms here in town. You notice I can buy the horses and cows without owning the property. Now across the street from the horses, we actually have a manure buy point. This is where we can purchase manure. Okay, take a look here at the map. It's a manure station. You're going to see we do not have a manure sales station. Oh, we do. Sorry. Okay, so that is very interesting. So they used a white icon here. White icons are usually not sell points. Sell points are yellow icons. The white icon here, they should have used a yellow icon to represent this as where you sell manure. White icons are typically for things like line points, areas that you can buy stuff. Then around back we have the bale sell point. Which is right here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get set up for the fly around, and we'll take a look around the map. Get a little bit of altitude. We don't need too terrible much. And we'll kind of just take a look at the land. There we have our horse pen. Here we have our cow farm. Where is the shop? The shop is to the south, so let's go ahead and kind of loop around to the north here. You see where the map edge is? They've done a really good job. We've got this field right here, which is on the map edge. Then everything to our left is outside the map boundary. Done a very good job of basically giving us that continuous feel. Map continues on beyond the play area. Here we have the sawmill. The area to our left is the water trigger. Hit the map boundary. And then the whole map is split. This dashed line is a railroad line. Now the railroad line is not used. It is purely decorative because we have a few points along this railroad line where we have train tracks or train cars just parked. Got a series of train cars parked here, and then a few train cars parked down here at the railway transport selling station. And we do see that we have poles through the fields. Now these poles do have collisions. Unlike other maps where you can just kind of drive through these, that is not going to be the case. You're going to run right smack into them and do a hard stop. Just be aware if you are working in these fields, these do have collisions on them. Look back up here to the biogas plant. We have two large three-sided bunkers, back-walled bunkers for our silage. And then we have a fertilizer point here in back. Head down this direction to the sheep farm. Right there. Dairy sell point, and then the animal dealer directly below. Then we'll look down here to the town where we have the shop. That's where we're going to get our Mahindra and do our drive around. This area here to the left, or to the right, this is our arable area. So here we are at the shop. Directly in front of the service bays is the sell, buy, and repair triggers, as well as then the vehicle shop trigger right here at the front door. And there we go. I was like, where is our equipment? We have an interesting shop. As far as our yard, we've got nice equipment scattered around to provide a little sense of life. Trailers. That one's nice. It's got a rock propping up the wheel. Kind of flat. None of these wheels look overly well. Really well decorated. That's just one of those gates that swings one door and then the other door. You're gonna have to wait a little bit on that. Let's go ahead and we'll hit the gas station and then turn around and go the other direction. Here we have our fuel station, or one of our fuel stations. Going into Grabo. Nice hilly terrain, nothing too terribly steep. Take a look here at some of these sell points. Here we have our spinnery, wool and cotton. Have the SK Skellep. It's going to be our buy point for shop. Yep, this is the shop. It is going to be our buy point probably for eggs and eggs alone. Thought it might be for eggs and milk, but nope, it is just for eggs. Scale here, and then we have a dump station there. Then we have a potato sell point. These are potatoes. Yep, we have a potato sell point there. Nice animation on the conveyor belt loading into the truck with potatoes. Kind of a tight area to get in and around, for sure. Over here we have the kind of the arable area. The arable yard is what I'm calling it. We have a farm silo right here. Standard Giants farm silo. Our dump station. And our fill station. Got a shed that we can make use of. Few sheds. And a fairly nice possible placeable area over here for additional buildings, additional vehicles, whatnot. If you did want to make this your farm area, you would probably need to sell the other sleep triggers before you could put more sleep triggers down over here. Then we have manure sales station, manure station. Manure station. Oh, so maybe I was right to begin with. This is going to be where we sell our own manure that we have. We can get money from here. And the other location that I first thought was where we could buy manure from, I think now we can buy manure back from there. So we could purchase manure from that point and possibly bring it down to here and sell it for a small profit. Or if you're going to use precision farming and you want the manure for your organic fertilizing, then you will have that as an option. That'll kind of loop around a road. I'm going to go this particular direction. This is going to take us to the railroad sell points. I believe we have a lime purchase point here also. We have a sell point for our sugar beets. We have a lime buy point where we can buy lime. Then we have our grain dump station. Oh, crazy bumps in the road. All right, let's head on out. Make your way up and around to the animal dealer. into another small town. Really do like the lay of the land. As I said, nice rolling hills. Nothing too terrible, drastic. So here we have our animal dealer. Never been a huge fan of the static animals, but it does help set the scene a little better than just a completely empty area. So we have our milk trigger right here. Kind of a interesting milk trailer there. Then we have our sheep farm. No sleep trigger over here, but we do have a little bit of machinery storage. Then this is basically the default Giants sheep area. We got our wool. Sheep pen, 80 sheep. And if we take a look and see, our sheep are going to require silage or clover silage, hay, clover hay, alfalfa hay, and hay pellets, grass, alfalfa, sugar beets, and carrots. And these also are going to be parallel feeders, and you need to feed them all of these food types to maximize their efficiency. Around back we have our water trough. And then we have our food trough over there. Oh, we blocking traffic. Oh well. Life isn't always like a peach. Fuel point. Kind of an atypical fuel station. Shrine here on this rocky outcropping. Kind of an interesting detail. Fairly slow traffic. Fairly slow traffic moving around. Let's come up here to the biogas plant. A little bit of a tree farm here to our left. We have our digester here. Our digestate here at the pipe. And then our two big bunkers. Right there. And over here. Then between them, we go through and there is a fertilizer buy point around here to bulk buy your fertilizer. let's loop back around here. We're going to go to the water fill station and then conclude our tour at the sawmill. Go for those dips in the road. Get you every time. Again, just looking across the fields here. Very natural feeling. Ebb and flow of the ground. Here we have our water trigger. And this is going to be our alfalfa. Ready to harvest alfalfa. So this should be the road taking us back to the sawmill. A nice little decorative farm over here. We have our log cell trigger, and then our wood chips right there. Now, before we go, I want to look at one thing that is here in our shop. Harvesters. They are set up to do, they are set up to do the rye and triticale as additional crops, and our forage harvesters are going to be set up to do our alfalfa. And then our mower doesn't say. Let's go here to forage headers. So here we have our clover and our alfalfa. We've got our alfalfa and our clover here on their mow headers. And the mowers, they never really tell us what they can mow. So the alfalfa, lucerne, and clover should be set up to mow. Here we have our seeded crop, seeded ground type. Let's see, do we have a cultivated soil that we can take a look at real quick? Nope, nothing really is cultivated. Nothing is really plowed on the map. So you're going to have to just take a look and see what those ground textures look at on your own. So guys, that is going to do us. That is Dabnica. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of the map? Custom canola. Yeah, custom canola. And until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.